Earnhardt's number 3.
In 1996, at the Talladega Spring Race, Earnhardt suffered what could be considered the worst crash of his career and possibly one of the hardest hits in NASCAR. There was trouble coming out of the travel coming to the line in the middle of the race. Earnhardt got the worst end of it, going head-on into the wall at 190 miles an hour. He was then hit twice in the driver's side door and the passenger side door, upside down, slid, and landed on his 4 wheels. He was okay, though.
One tough customer gives the thumbs up as he walks away from one of the worst incidents in his racing career.
This was probably the worst crash of 2000. Jeff Bodine got launched up into the fence, slid across it, caught on fire, and then was hit again, caught on fire again from another car, then proceeded to sit there in a fireball out of the travel, almost entering turn 1. The truck, not the car, in front of him threw a block on a different truck. They were 3 wide. Then that's what set the whole thing off. Threw a bad block. Then they came back up the track. They hit Jeff Bodine. They hit the front left of his car. Up into the catchment he went. Here's another angle. Right there. He catches on fire. Then he slides. Well, he's not sliding, but he's actually barrel rolling. And then there's more cars coming, so they come and hit him. Bad block right there. They send him up into the fence. And he goes, big fireball. He's now barrel rolling, I guess, over the fence. And then their angle, right, giant fireball. I've never heard of anyone in the grandstands getting hurt, which is very surprising, unless someone did. But from what I've heard, I don't think anyone in the stands got hurt. And Bodine suffered some injuries, but he continued to live. He was fine.
To the ambulance. Benny, just a terrible crash, but all of the safety.
I think they got
1992, and we're at Pocono. Davey Allison suffers this horrifying crash where he slides through the gas and barrels entering turn 2. He goes end over end and lands in the infield. He was mainly okay, though. This shows why Pocono has been such a feared track ever since its introduction. Even now, this track is still feared, as even this year we had some bad crashes, such as the big one. But this crash is probably one of the worst crashes we've had at Pocono.
Take them off.
If y'all want to see it, I'll show them to you, but it's ugly.
This next crash takes us to Daytona, the world center of racing. Lee Petty flies over the turn 3 and 4 wall because back then in 1961, there was no catchment or safety barrier. It was a little, very tiny steel bar that could not hold a car in. He flew over the wall with Johnny Beauchamp. I don't exactly know how to pronounce his name, but they both flew over the wall, but Lee Petty got the worst of it. When he was in the hospital, they said that they didn't think that he was going to make it. He had broken ribs, punctured lung, his leg was all messed up. That's exactly what Richard Petty said.
When we got to the hospital, they said, "We don't think your daddy's going to live." Said it's going to be touch and go.
Went in to talk to him. He was about half conscious and all just tore all the pieces, cut up everywhere. Ribs broke, punctured lung.
Daytona again, but this time a lot more recent. At the end of the 2020 Daytona 500, Ryan Newman suffered this crash where him and Blaney lodged bumpers. Ryan Newman got turned, got hit by Corey LaJoie, flew through the air upside down, then landed on his roof, sliding across the finish line 4th. He was okay though. He was in the hospital after the race because he was rushed there. They pulled out the privacy screens or whatever you want to call them, so a lot of people were worried that he was severely injured. After being in the hospital for 48 hours, he was released, and the first thing he did was post a picture of him holding the hand of his 2 daughters. I'd say Ryan Newman was the equivalent of Davey Allison, probably one of the toughest drivers NASCAR will ever have, and has ever had.
Newman got turned, went up in the air. As he came down, was hit by another car and launched skyward.